In the diagram, ABC is a semicircle with diameter AC, center O and radius 1. Also, OB is perpendicular to AC. Using AB as a diameter, a second semicircle AEB is drawn. The region inside this second semicircle that lies outside the original semicircle is shaded as shown. The area of this shaded region is. So we are going to split up this diagram into 3 separate regions. And I'll do that by drawing a line from A to B like that. And my 3 regions are going to be 1, 2, and 3. 1 represents that triangle ABO right here. 2 represents this segment right here that has the circle as the arc and AB as the base. And of course 3 is the shaded region. And I'm going to calculate each of these separately, and you will see it all fits together at the end to calculate the shaded region. So let us start with region 1. Well, region 1 is a triangle, and as they have denoted, it's a right triangle, so that's a right triangle on that side as well. And they tell you in the question that ABC is a semicircle, and it has a radius of 1. So that means this distance is 1. And that is also a radius, so that distance is 1. So now the area of triangle AOB is just 1/2 base times height, and therefore we have 1/2 times the base, which is 1, times the height, which is 1. And therefore that is equal to 1/2. So that takes care of region 1. So now let's move on to region 2. This right here. Now that region is basically calculated by first figuring out the area of a quarter of the circle, like that, and then subtracting from it region 1, like that. If you did that, you will be able to get region 2. So how do we figure out the area of a quarter of a circle? Well, the area of a circle is pi r squared. So a quarter of that, you divide by 4. And then we have to subtract from that region 1. So we know that is equal to 1/2. Now pi r squared, what is the radius in this question of this circle? Well, it's 1. So we'll substitute r equals 1. So we have pi 1 squared over 4 minus 1/2, and that basically becomes 1 squared, which is 1 pi over 4 minus 1/2. So there you go. This is now the area of region 2. Region 1 was 1/2. Region 2 is pi over 4 minus 1/2. Now we get to region 3. Now region 3, how would we figure out the area of that? Well, we first need to figure out the area of this semicircle right here, right there. And then from that, we need to subtract this region 2. And if we do that, we will have our shaded region, which is region 3. So here we go. It's the area of the semicircle, so pi r squared divided by 2, right? Half of a circle, minus region 2. And region 2 we got over here was pi over 4 minus 1/2. All right, don't forget the brackets. Now we have pi r squared over 2, but what's r in this question? It's not 1, so don't make that mistake. It's this radius of this other circle or semicircle. So how do we figure that out? How do we find the radius? Well, we know that the radius is always half of the diameter, and the diameter of the circle is AB. So if we can figure out AB, we should be able to just cut it in half, and that would be the radius. So AB we can figure out with Pythagorean theorem on this triangle OB. So we have 1 squared plus 1 squared is equal to AB squared. And therefore we have 1 plus 1 is equal to AB squared. And therefore that's 2 is equal to AB squared. And therefore AB is equal to square root of 2. AB represents, of course, the diameter of this circle, semicircle. Now we don't want the diameter, we want the radius. No problem, radius is just the diameter divided by 2. So there you go. Plug that value for r into our equation here, and we get the following. Root 2 over 2 squared, all over 2. And this has not changed. This is still the same. So we get 2 over 4 pi over 2, like that. Minus pi over 4 minus a half. This you get 2 over 4, invert and multiply, and you get 1/2 pi minus pi over 4 minus a half. And this becomes pi over 4 minus pi over 4 minus a half. Now finally we can take it out of the brackets. Pi over 4 minus pi over 4 plus a half. The pi over 4's cancel each other, and you just get 1/2 as your final answer for region 3. That is the area, and that is the shaded region. So 1/2 is the answer, and therefore 24, the answer is B.